So Wano continues to be just incredible, just incredible. The Sanji moment from chapter 1028, I'm still thinking about it, but with no chapter coming out this week as the One Piece manga and the anime are taking a break, I decided why not this week be a perfect time where I go over my final predictions on what the Straw Hats bounties could be after Wano. Because after the reveals of the Toboropo bounties and all the other villains that the Straw Hats are currently facing in Wano, I think that the Straw Hats bounties are actually going to be much more bigger than the ones I said in my previous Straw Hat video. So without further more, let's get right on with the discussion video. So we'll first be looking at Jinbei. Now, Jinbei is a character that recently joined the Straw Hats back in, I believe, like chapter 976. And Jinbei's already done so much for the crew so far. He recently had a battle with Who's Who, and we learned from the Vivi card, I believe, in August or early September, that Who's Who has a bounty of 546 million berries, and Jinbei was able to defeat him, even though most of the fight took place off screen, which it sucks. But hopefully, we get to see that in the anime version now. In my previous video, I said that Jinbei could possibly get a bounty of 650 million berries as his new bounty. As right now in the storyline, he has 438 million berries, but I believe that his bounty is possibly going to increase even more than 650 million berries. I believe his bounty is going to possibly hit the 700 million boundary, or even increase by 300 million and give him a bounty of 738 million berries. And it makes sense if he had that much of a bounty, right? Because he recently just joined the Straw Hats. He's known as being a warlord to see one of the strongest from his generation. And of course, he defeated one of the Toboropo members, one of the top Toboropo members at that, and a person that used to be affiliated with the world government. So I believe Jinbei's bounty is going to possibly increase just because of all those feats he did in a short amount of time in Wano. So after Wano concludes, he may have a bounty of 700 to 738 million berries. Now, after Jinbei, we have Brook, the homie Brook. Now, unfortunately, compared to the other Straw Hats on this list so far, Brook has not really done that much in Wano. The only thing I remember Brook doing is assisting Robin in her fight against Black Maria, and Robin did most of that in defeating Black Maria. So, and currently Brook is with Robin now. I believe that Brook's time to do something really insane is going to be in the next upcoming chapters, because as we saw in chapter 1028, Brook is currently with Robin, and the CPO are actually targeting Robin because, as we know, Robin is the most dangerous woman on the planet just because of her knowledge of the road poneglyphs, all that stuff from O'Hara. She's very important, and the world government CPO, they want to take her out due to her knowledge of O'Hara and the road poneglyphs. So I believe this would be the time that Brook really showcases what he can do by defending Robin against CPO, and it just be cool because back in Eddie's lobby, he wasn't there. He never had his fight against the CPO, so this would be the perfect time for Brook to not only showcase what he can do in Wano, but also to defend Robin against the CPO. Now, in my previous video, I said that Brook was going to have a bounty of possibly 183 million berries after Wano concludes, but I believe it may be higher than that because we know after Wano, the bounties of these characters are going to increase very highly because two Yonkos are going to be defeated by the end of this arc, and that's going to be huge news throughout the world of the world government. So I believe that Brook is going to have a bounty that's at least past 200 million berries and at least getting to that 300 million mark. Now, the next person we have after Brook is Franky. Now, Franky, he's another Straw Hat that did really well in a fight in Wano. He faced off against Sasaki, who has a bounty of 472 million berries, the third highest out of the Toboropos, I believe. And he was able to defeat Sasaki, even though most of their fight also took place off screen as well. But as I said with Jinbei's fight, I hope we get to see that again in the anime adaptation, because the anime, while there is some faults with the pacing and all that, it's really been doing well with adapting some of the parts. Like the last episode, 996, was so good. But Franky, in my last video on discussing the bounties, I said that Franky might have a bounty of 194 million berries after defeating Sasaki and after Wano concludes. But I believe that Franky's bounty is going to be at least over 300 million berries, and even getting to that 400 million mark. Now, the next person we have after Franky is Robin. Now, Robin, she's done so good in Wano so far. So she faced up against Black Maria, who has the second highest bounty after Who's Who with 480 million berries, and Robin was able to defeat Black Maria with her new techniques that she learned after the time skip. And now Robin right now is a key that the world government wants, because we all know her knowledge, her being the last surviving member of O'Hara, surviving the genocide of O'Hara, her knowledge of world poneglyphs. The world government wants no one to have access to that, and the world government wants no one to be able to reach her because of how knowledgeable she is. Now, in my last video, I said that Robin's bounty could increase to 300 million or even past 330 million, but I believe that Robin's gonna receive a huge bounty increase because of how dangerous she is, how her knowledge can be used to access all the remaining unknown islands that we don't know of in the series yet. So Robin's bounty after Wano, I believe, will be at least getting close to 650 million berries and even passing 700 million berries, because Robin's going to be a huge topic by the time Wano ends, because the world government going to be like, how have y'all not caught Robin yet? Like, it's going to be like that. So Robin's bounty is going to increase very high after Wano. Now, after Robin, we have Chopper, and Chopper continues to be the meme of the Straw Hat pirate members, because out of all the Straw Hat members, Chopper's bounty is the only one that does not increase at all. So far, his bounty, I believe, is 100 berries. And Chopper, just like Brook, he's not really done much in Wano. Right now, he's served as a person that's been healing the other supporters of Luffy's team in Wano. And I believe that Chopper's possibly going to get his moment to shine in Wano soon. And if he does, I believe that the Wano Oda will finally drop the whole joke surrounding Chopper's bounty. Then again, he might continue with the joke of Chopper's bounty and just increase it to 200 berries. Which I really hope they stop with the whole joke over Chopper's bounty. I believe it's old right now, and Chopper deserves an actual bounty. But after Chopper, we have Sanji. Now Sanji, my boy, bro, my favorite character in One Piece, and I was just so happy with what Oda did with Sanji in the latest chapter of One Piece. So Sanji, he's one of the bigger players in this arc right now. Sanji's currently facing Queen, and as we learned from the Vivi card, Queen has a bounty of 1.320 billion berries, and Sanji's currently facing off against him. And now, in my previous video, I said that Sanji will have a bounty of 850 million berries by the end of Wano, but Sanji right now is facing someone with a bounty of over 1.3 billion berries. And now, I believe that Sanji will have a bounty that's at least 1.2 billion berries or even 1.3 billion berries. But I'm so hyped to see what Oda does with Sanji in the next upcoming chapters, because chapter 1028, man, is still in my head. Seeing Sanji, like, he's awakened the Germa genes. I'm just like, Sanji's about to get a huge boost of power. But Sanji's bounty after Wano, I believe it'll be at least 1.2 billion or 1.3 billion berries. Now, after Sanji, we have Usopp. Usopp, my boy, too. He's literally the One Piece fan base if they were put in the setting of One Piece. That's just how cool Usopp is. Very underrated character, but Usopp, just like the others, Usopp has not really done that much in Wano besides help Nami defeat OT and Page One, and besides that, he's not really done much since then. But Usopp, I said in the previous video that he may have a bounty of 500 million berries, and I still believe he may have that bounty by the end of Wano, at least 500 million or even 600 million berries, because when the defeat of Kaido and Big Mom is known across the world, it's gonna make the bounty increase of everyone that was affiliated with the defeat of those two Yonkos to increase very high. So Usopp, he may get a 300 bounty increase to 500 million, and if he does, that'd be cool, because Usopp, I feel like he's gonna get a very high bounty, but not also very high. Just like in the middle range, and 500 million will be a good bounty from now. Nami, in the latest chapters of One Piece, she defeated OT. She was able to defeat OT with the help of Zeus, and I believe Nami's going to get an increase in bounty as well. And now, in my previous video, I said that Nami will possibly have a bounty of 166 million berries. But after learning the bounty of OT, which is 400 million berries, I believe that Nami's bounty is going to increase at least to the 300 million mark, or even 330 million berries, because Nami defeated one of the top, well, not one of the top members of the Toboropa, but she defeated a member of the Toboropa with a bounty of 400 million berries. So I'm assuming that Nami's going to have an increase at least to 330 million berries by the time Wano ends. Now, after Nami, we have Zoro. Zoro, the goat, man, the homie, besides Sanji. But Zoro's currently facing off against King, and he's going to have a very huge fight with King, because King has been the first opponent since the time skip to actually give Zoro a run for his money. And I believe this is going to be a fight that's going to showcase Zoro's new abilities and what he can do. And now, in my previous bounty video, I said that Zoro's bounty will increase by 900 million berries. But after we learned about King's bounty, which was what I believe 1.39 billion berries by the Vivi card that we learned in August and September, I believe Zoro's bounty is going to be even higher than what I said in the previous video. I believe that Zoro's bounty might be 1.3 or 1.5 billion berries once Wano concludes, because Zoro's going to face off against someone like King, the top right-hand man of Kaido, a man that has over 1.39 billion berries. And we know that Zoro's going to defeat King. We know he's going to do that. We know that all these characters are going to be defeated by the end of Wano. And it's going to be very significant when we see the news of the world government's reaction to Kaido and his powerful pirate crew be defeated for the first time. So Zoro's bounty, I believe, will be 1.3 or 1.5 billion berries. And now we have the homie, the goat main character, the guy that continues to make all of us laugh and just be proud of his accomplishments, Luffy. Now, Luffy, in my previous video, I said that he might have 1.5, that's his current bounty. I said he might have 2.5 billion berries or 3 billion berries, but I believe Luffy's bounty is going to be even higher than that. When I was thinking about just how Luffy's bounties have increased throughout the entire story arc of One Piece so far, from the beginning of the series to now, I believe I believe Luffy's going to have a bounty at least to 4 billion berries. And now y'all probably thinking, whoa, isn't that a little too much? But I'm like, I was thinking that too, but after Wano, it's going to be the news of 2 Yonkos being defeated. And that's never happened so far in the story arc. No person so far has ever defeated 2 Yonkos at a time in the series right now. And we know that when Luffy does that, his bounty is going to increase very high. And as we know from the previous arcs, Luffy's bounty has increased very high due to what he's done in the story arc, how much of a threat he's been to the world government. And if Luffy defeats 2 Yonkos, that's going to disrupt the power system, the power balance that we have in One Piece. Because now we have the world government, right? That's one power balance, right? Then we have the Yonkos, another power system that balances the whole system of power in One Piece. And then we have the warlords, who used to be a part of the power system, but now they've been replaced by this new team organization that the world government is creating to replace the warlord. So we have all these 3 that successfully balance the power system in One Piece. And when 2 Yonkos get defeated, that's going to disrupt the power system. So I believe because of all of that, Luffy's going to increase very high. And when Luffy makes Wano his protection, like his island to protect, that's going to make the world government want to do something to Luffy and his crew. So I believe Luffy's bounty will increase to 4 billion by the end of Wano. And if it does, I wouldn't be surprised, because Luffy's bounties have increased due to how insane his feats have been in Wano. Now, although this character is not a member of the Straw Hats yet, I really think she's going to join the crew after Wano, as she has the strongest points of being able to become a Straw Hat by the end of Wano, and that's Yamato. Now, Yamato, I believe that her bounty, if she does join the Straw Hats after Wano, is going to be like 500 or 700 million berries, because of the fact that when the news breaks out that she's the daughter of a Yonko, the daughter of Kaido, and her accomplishment that she did with the Straw Hats at Wano, I believe that the world government is going to issue her a very strong bounty. And I believe it's gonna be 700 million berries if she does join, and I still believe she will join. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video, this update video on what I believe the Stride's bounties could be after Wano, because there's no chapter this week. There's not gonna be no chapter 1029 this week, and with how Wano continues to go, I just wanted to make my final predictions on the bounties of the Straw Hats after Wano, because I believe Wano's getting ready to finish is like the last act. I believe there's even like 30 chapters remaining for Wano, and then but when that happens, Wano's finally gonna finish, and we're gonna be done with Wano. And so I wanted to make this video going over my updated list on the new bounties. If you if you guys enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel as it helps out, and it shows you would like to see more videos from me in the future. And another video that I have planned that's going to come out possibly later this week or next week is listing Sanji's current power level, having a theory on Sanji's current power level, because we know Sanji has grown surprisingly high in the latest chapter when we found out that he's awakened his lineage factor and has become more like his siblings. Like, I know Sanji has to be like base Yonko commander level now, just with what we saw from him in the latest chapter, being able to just, when Queen tried to attack him with his sword and he broke the sword easily with his neck. I know Sanji's power is like increased now, but yeah, if y'all enjoyed the video, I hope y'all stick around, and yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.